Today, we get a snapshot of a stop-motion creator and focus on an organization that is giving back to the community. All this and more on The Ekko.
Good morning, Hastings. I'm your anchor, Colin Anderson, and this is The Ekko for Wednesday, April 26, 2023. We are so excited to see you all back for our 4th episode. Let's kick things off with some good old-fashioned competition.
Hands on the table!
Advisory looks a little different recently with the start of the Olympics, a fun competition between classes. Students have participated in great feats of brain and brawn, such as marshmallow throwing competitions and trivia games. Apart from some sore losers, Advisory Olympics has brought many classes together through the sport of competition.
The whole goal of this is to get kids to feel like they're part of something, kind of bring some energy in the middle of the day, and then bring the whole school together. So I'm really excited about how that's been going.
Speaking of competition, you may have noticed a few more cars left in the parking lot after school. The reason for this is the start of the track season. For many years, HHS athletes have trained and competed in sections and state in hopes of winning big. Let's take a long glance back to the track season of 2010, where previous Raider athletes have done the same.
Speed, agility, endurance, determination, teamwork. All of this and more can be found on the track. Track and field, that is. This year's track and field is full of all kinds of new and old talents, all the way from outstanding athletes to the coaches who stand by their side. In this year's 2010 season, the coaches say the HHS track team is growing since prior years.
A lot of new stuff. We have all the new kids, and I'm at this building that's new for me, and we had to hire 4 new coaches. That's a lot of coaches to hire at this level, so that's a big plus.
Mr. Reuter for throwing, Mr. Patrick Judd and Mr. Carlson Rue for distance running, and Mr. Dennis Francis for pole vaulting make up all of this year's brand new coaches. Although many of these coaches are first-timers in coaching track and field, they are leading many of this year's track members to high places. Speaking of high places, track and field's high jump group has added some fresh and new talent with freshman Johanna Neen.
Johanna is a ball of energy. She's out there working hard. She has a positive attitude, and she's a very good athlete.
With the loss of some great high jumpers last year, Neen is helping bring it back with the other faithful jumpers. How's the season been going for you?
It's actually been going really well. I kind of peaked early in the year, so we can just hope that I keep going like that. But I don't know. Hopefully it'll turn out pretty well.
But there are some great social aspects in high jump as well.
Well, it's a really unique and competitive field event, and the people who do it, which aren't that many, we're really tight. We're like a family, and so we get to use each other's blankets and eat each other's food and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Displaying great leadership and outstanding talent is senior Dan Gilly. Gilly has been in HHS track for 4 years and has raised a few bars in his events over the years.
He has the school record right now in the 200 and the 400. And hopefully we can reset those as the season goes on, and then ultimately the goal is to get to state, and we work towards winning state as well.
Gilly is determined to reach these goals this year, but he also looks back at his HHS track career and feels very
dominant. I work really hard. It's hard, difficult at times. Sometimes you want to quit, but keep doing it.
But don't take these two athletes as the only stars on the HHS track team. With well over 100 members in 18 different events, Each member can express their own individuality and talents here on the track. From shot put and discus, running 2 miles, vaulting a bar, long jumping in the sand, or sprinting in a relay. Each member of track and field simply shines. Aside individuality, teammates are learning how to unify and represent our high school.
The other night we had a meet at Lake City, and the whole team was in the stands cheering and yelling and screaming at the end of the meet, and that's just the stuff that I love.
All are ecstatic for future years to come.
It's really exciting and it's a lot of fun.
Some members may enjoy the individuality of HHS track and field. At the end of the day, each individual comes together to be the team. Reporting for the Ekko, I'm Clarice Mansell.
We wish this year's track athletes great success in running fast and jumping high. After the track event is over, it's time for a quick coffee break. Coincidentally, Hastings' very own Avid Juniors hosted a coffee cart fundraiser the other day. Students and staff were able to enjoy a nice hot cup of coffee to start their mornings off right and awaken them for the school day. This event was a total success, bringing in many folks to support Canvas Help, an organization dedicated to offering mental health help to students.
There you go.
In other news, our 18-member Ultimate Frisbee team, known as the Badgers, competes against many local high schools in the surrounding area. 2 weeks ago, the Badgers competed against St. Paul's Avalon High School, winning 10-6 in an exciting first game. If you are interested in joining the Badgers on their path to victory, contact Mr. Fairbanks. Family has always been a core value to those in Hastings, and for some, the family stretches far past blood and DNA. Here with more on this story is the Ekko's Carlos Chavez.
We all love a bit of nature on a nice spring day.
Love the outdoors, and it's...
Our story starts with Zach Hudella, a senior who has a more unique job than most.
the assistant warehouse manager.
While most of us commute miles to work, for others, it only takes steps.
My commute to work is quite literally walking across my backyard.
Zach works at United Heroes League. With his work being so close to home, the staff at Harbors is primarily family-run.
To see Zach and Joey, my next oldest, here working. His older brother is actually his boss at the foundation.
Shane Hudella, the founder of United Heroes League, had spent 24 years in the military before retiring to run the charity full-time.
A couple of Minnesota Wild players that literally snatched me up off the street and said, "Hey, Army guy, come here. We want to give back to military families."
We gained insight on some future projects and how awkward and awesome it can be to work alongside his own sons.
Zach's been great.
State Representative Hudella says the core of their mission is clear.
My goal with the foundation is to help military families and especially military kids.
And as we were discussing projects, Shane showed us the future of the UHL compound.
Is over here, the rink, the outdoor rink that we're building right now.
Shane showed us their most recent addition to the compound. In the state of hockey, this seems fitting. The United Heroes League has a unique set of programs and events that they offer. The United Heroes League also dedicates some of its complex to helping students and soldiers alike with the obstacle course in their acreage of land. This is also the site of National Guard training and certification during the summer. The course is meant to provide team building and increase confidence. Ran by veteran trainers, so then you are never alone. All in all, UHL is a one-of-a-kind charity centered here in Hastings. This would not have been possible without the over $30 million worth of charitable donations. And while the UHL moves on to bigger and better things, so does its staff.
My time here is going to come to a close soon.
Zach hopes to be the easygoing social studies teacher.
It's a great place that I've worked and definitely a lot of fond memories.
We all know and hope for him to be. This has been Carlos Chavez reporting for The Ekko.
We encourage you to visit UnitedHeroesLeague.org for more information and details on how to support this amazing organization. Another form of art nearly everyone loves seeing is a good movie. Our final story takes a look at movie making frame by frame. Ekko reporter Joe Borash spent some time recently with one student who combines talent and patience to make his visions come to life.
When it comes to meticulous and long processes,
I've gone on some pretty long grind sets. You know, probably 7 to 11 hour grind sets a day, right? Back when I used to do it a lot.
High school senior David Spinks needs no introduction.
I've been in the stop motion business for probably the past 6 years.
For 6 years, David has been using his free time to make stop motion.
Stop motion, I guess, is just the art of taking photos and stringing the photos together to get motion. I'd say the reason I started making films is probably just because I was inspired to do so by watching stop motion films myself. My favorite aspect of stop motion is probably the freedom that it gives me and all of the numerous things that I can do independently without having to rely on a huge studio or other people. Everything I can do in stop motion I do by myself.
When it comes to making a stop motion film, patience is key.
Right? So if it's a longer film, well, longer in stop motion would be 5-10 minutes. That would probably be a week of work and 6 to 7 hours a day. But if it's a short project, maybe like 20 seconds long, 30 seconds long, just something quick, then I'd say that might only take me around 3 to 4 hours.
Stringing photos together is not the only skill needed to make these films come together.
The editing process would just be me exporting the project from Stop Motion Studio Pro to an editing software on my phone, and I just string the clips that I took together, right? And I put my own sounds in there and use audio files and all sorts of things.
When it comes to working on each project, David wastes no time.
I would usually immediately start animating a project the second I get home from school because that leaves me the most amount of time throughout the day to work on the film.
David's family had quickly gotten used to David's unique hobby.
I didn't think too much of it. I was just like, oh, it's a cool new thing he's trying. Huh.
The greatest challenge is probably finding motivation and inspiration because, well, it's a very tedious process, as you can imagine, sitting there hunkered down on a desk, hunched over, you know, moving tiny figures around, taking pictures of every single frame, and it just gets tiring after a while. I really do hope that after high school I can go into some form of profession that allows me to use the skills that I've channeled over the past 6 years.
I think it's awesome that he's found something he's so passionate about. It's hard to find something that you can kind of mix the balance between work and play, and I think he's found that with stop motions.
David's films are able to be viewed by the public anytime, anywhere.
I post all of my films on my YouTube channel, Dank Motion Studios 5.
Uh-oh. What do you want this time?
David's passion for stop motion may be contagious to many aspiring animators.
Just build your skills. It takes time, it takes practice.
Although David's high school career comes to an end, his animation career is just beginning. Reporting for the Ekko, I'm Joe Borash.
You can watch all of David's stop-motion films on his YouTube channel, Dank Motion Studios 5. Hey, we've reached the end of our show. I'm Colin Anderson, and we thank you all for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time on The Ekko.
The sun came out in the dead of night.